Yes, we are live. Just double checking. Um, Hi, welcome to my daily Facebook Live. This is Barry Selby. Let me make sure I'm primary focused there. Okay, just checking something here for brightness. Okay, that'll be the way it's going to be. Hi, thanks for joining me. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live. This is number 106. Yes, been going for a while now. My name is Barry Selby. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert for strong, successful women, helping them find balance in love, life, and business. I'm also a passionate champion of the divine feminine. And today's topic, Messages from the Masculine, number 106, is success and failure, how men and women differ. And this came out of I'm actually in a 7-day challenge I'm watching, not leading, watching right now. And the facilitator Tina said something, and I had a response that came through right away, and I put it in the comments, and it gave me pause for thought, because what I realized, and I'll just put it around the table right now, and then I'll maybe break it down as we go through. And by the way, thanks for joining me, thanks for watching. If you want to share this out, please share it out with your friends and followers and all sort of stuff. It might actually be healing for somebody. So I'll make sure my voice can be heard over the plane. So I see you, thanks for being here, and please share this out as well. So, success and failure, and I mean in terms of how we share this. And the way I describe this, and I'm going to try and say it the right way the first time. If it doesn't come out, we'll try it again, and explain what I mean by it. Basically, men and women are wired differently. So, when men get together with other men, we usually share our victories, our wins, our successes. If we miss the mark or we fall short of what we wanted to do, we usually don't share that, because we're men. This is what we do. Women, on the other hand, oftentimes when they're together with each other, they're not so much sharing their victories as much as they're sharing their almosts. And I don't mean necessarily the failures as much as I mean where they didn't get what they wanted, or they didn't have the results, and they tend to share with each other from a place of, it's okay. It's all right to be there. And the reality is, it's a cultural, well, it's cultural, but it's something about the gender's differences that actually is very telling, and is missing something. Let's be honest that way. Because when I try putting on the mindset, the paradigm of the other way around, where women only share their victories with each other, and men only share their also-rans or their almosts with each other, it just didn't feel right, which is embarrassing in a way. Because two things. Don't remember right now. We'll see if they stick. One of those is that for us men, showing weakness is taboo. We must be strong. We must have it together. We must be very, power. So to share things that aren't our best success, highest level achievements, our bestest beingness, there's even words, is failure. And it's something that we can't do with each other. Like even when I painted this nail as a message earlier, a few weeks ago, part of me, as much as I love having it, it's a great conversation starter and brings things to the table. Part of me feels like somehow I can't share it, because it's like certain people I'll keep it hidden, whereas other people I'll be okay with it. And it's interesting what I'm realizing is running my programming. So the failures or the less than okays that I've had in my life, I rarely share unless somehow I was victorious in them. Like sharing something like having an accident, like a car accident or a bicycle accident, is only worth sharing if something victorious came out of it. Like the other person suffered, like walk around with a black eye and you go, should have seen the other guy. That's kind of the macho way of doing it. It's like, I did okay, all right. It may look like I've had some injury or loss, but I'm better than the other person. Because that's the power of the macho looking for validation and for being insufficient, important, okay. Ladies, on the other hand, have been programmed, and by the way, these are all generalizations. It's not true for everybody, generalizations. But for women out there, for many women, particularly in the modern society, especially as there are more women being entrepreneurs and leaders in this world, doing their own thing, leading their own charge, following their own path, what I've been resonating with and hearing from groups, I mean, in parts and other conversations, is a lot of the women, when they're in their feminine especially, when they're not being like the men being macho, when they're being in their feminine, when their female flavor, as it were, there's a withhold of the victories. In fact, it's almost like an overcompensation of compassion, perhaps. I'm just exploring this, so bear with me as I'm sort of talking about this. It's not something I've scripted or learned or know, just feeling into this. That women who basically are around other women tend to be saying things like, I did okay, or you did better, like putting the onus on the other person, like devaluing their own self-success, thriving, winning, whatever that was, for the sake of the whole of the group, not to make themselves look better than, is kind of what I believe maybe they're running programming. It's diametrically opposite to what the men are doing, generally speaking. So, and I'm not sure I have an answer for this, but this is what came up in I said in the conversation yesterday, and what's driving this like awareness that just hit me is like, I didn't think about this before yesterday, really. I was starting to look across my experiences and around groups of men and groups of women. Generally speaking, men are much more into because it's the bravado of the desire to say, I did okay, I'm great, I succeeded, I got the goal, I got the girl, I got the job, I made the money, I have the car, all these different things that are status-based, and having succeeded at it. Women, on the other hand, tend to be averse to that, to be less less willing to claim your success. So I'm putting that out there now as a conversation starter. I don't know if I have an answer yet. If you have any questions, by the way, put them in below and I'll answer them either live now or later on when I get done with this broadcast. I'm just sitting with what I think this could mean. Well, not so much what it means. I get a sense what it means, which basically is the masculine and the macho, which women wear as well when they're doing the masculine thing. And when they're in that mode, women tend to talk about their victories and wins because they're being like rah-rah with the men. It isn't very feminine, but it's what a lot of women do because they've been trained to be that way in society. When they're succeeding in the corporate world or in the business world, women tend to have to act like men to prove their point, to make their mark, to be the equal. So to be the equal, they've got to be the same place of going, I did as good as you and I'm successful and blah, blah, blah. But when they're around other women, they tend to not do that. Now, could we learn from each other? Yes. Although I'm not yet sure I'm going to see... There are some... Let me back up a second. I'm just jumping after my own words here. There are conscious groups of men, authentic, expression, whatever you call that do talk about things where things aren't as pretty, aren't as good. I mean, there are 12-step meetings where that happens. Because that's a place where men and women come to own their failures and to heal them, ideally, as part of the process. But in general, you know, in the happy hour scenarios, on the other end of the spectrum, as it were, the men are always about victory and success. And in a way, it's challenging because, and I talked about this before when I said about how women are stronger than men. If you go watch that one, that was a couple of days ago. 3 days ago? It was early this week. I spoke to this point that men generally have a much tougher shell. Tougher shell of like bravado, of like, I got it together, I'm solid, I'm structured, you know, I'm powerful, I'm getting it done, making it happen, I'm successful. Meanwhile, inside is the soft little boy who's scared shitless, quite often. And most men have that going on, as much as they won't admit it. Ladies, on the other hand, being the other way around, which is having the softer exterior, the softer presentation, the more malleable way of being in some ways, have a much stronger core, but it's surrounded by a much less rigid outside, as it were, in terms of their energetics, not about physical stuff, but about the energetics of that. So I'm recognizing this correlates into this conversation about the difference in how men and women express success and failure. I also believe that's why a lot of men, when they're faced with failure, tend to crash and burn big time, rather than get up on their feet and do it and start again. The wiser man does know when failure happens, that's a lesson learned, move on, move up. But most men who aren't growing that way will tend to be self-destructive if they fail, because the society doesn't honor for men failing or also run. That's why in certain sports, in politics, the victors go on to thrive, and the ones that don't, the ones that fail, the ones that lose, oftentimes tend to bow out and disappear, basically, because they can't handle it. I'm just watching how this is spreading out to a whole bunch of views of society. So again, bear with me. I'm exploring this. So for the ladies out there, claim your victory. Own it. Not from a place of ego, from a place of success, a place of honoring yourself. So many women have been raised and trained to play second place to men, which is another part of the puzzle, or issue, or the challenge. You know, men first, women second has been an archetype that's been taught for generations. So for you to claim your victory would imply somehow that you're better than men. Good. Because you are in many ways. So ladies, when you do succeed in things, you do have victories, celebrate that. Share it from a place of honoring and respecting, you know? So maybe a lot of women don't want to talk about being successful because they think or feel that it will separate them from a group. Generally other women who might think that one thinks of her, and I know the next comment. But I'm getting a sense where you're going, so if you don't respond in a second to read the comment, I'll just throw a quick answer into that. There is a sense for women about group think and about being part of the group. So yes, there are women who are unwilling to talk about their successes because it might separate them from the group, because the group isn't successful necessarily. Whereas with men, it's kind of like, I'll boldly go ahead and the other men will follow me, kind of thing. Women don't do that. So there is definitely a difference in the two. And of course, I'm realizing that the comments, that's the thing about Facebook Live, I'm realizing, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is a Facebook Live broadcast originally. The comments that show up in the post later on, I can read the whole thing, but when they're on the live broadcast, they truncate, so I'm missing the part. But I guess that was what I'm trying to answer to. So that hopefully answered your question. I'm not sure I'm going to have an answer for this one, to be honest. I'm just sitting with this unfolding. So one answer is, ladies, maybe it's time as a group, to answer the previous question, you do choose as an intention at the beginning of your social gathering to honor and celebrate everyone's victory within the group, and you celebrate whatever victories you have. Try to emphasize as a group. Doesn't matter how big or small. It could be you went to the gym today. It could be that the kid went to school on time. It could be anything that you can share that is a big win. Do that together and see what happens to your female friends. It will change things for the group. The risk for men's a lot harder because their egos are more fragile, as I mentioned before in previous broadcasts. So for us to share our less than successful experiences, unless we're really solid in who we are, it's going to be challenging for us to share amongst other men because we'll feel they use it against us. Because the men, here we go, this is the part. As I said before about men being competitive, women being collaborative, this is why. When men are being competitive, any leverage to get you above the previous other men is the victory. So if another man shares that he didn't do as well, or he lost out, or he's failed, he'll be stepped upon by the other men to get up ahead of him. On the other side, the cooperation and the collaboration of the feminine is that women will more often be comfortable being less than the victory because they want to be in a place to be able to commiserate and collaborate with each other to help each other win. It's a collaborative energy, whereas men is the competitive energy, which just explains why this happens. Okay, this is fitting now. Wow. This is a piece I hadn't realized before. This is fresh content from me understanding, but hopefully it's resonating for you too. Sorry, more airplane noise here. I'm cat sitting today, so I'm outside of the balcony where I got more lights and therefore more noise. I'm not sure there's anything else to say on this one. This is a big piece of the puzzle between men and women. Solution-wise, it is about switching the direction away. For men being able to share in safety with each other, that's going to be a big ask, I know. And for women to share the victories with each other, which may be a little bit easier, perhaps. I'm not sure. It could be about as equal, depending on the differences. So, yeah, so that's it. That seems to be the broadcast. I mean, it seems to be the topic. I don't have any more juice or more content to add, so I think that's it. It just dissipated. The information is out. So, if you're, let me do the summarization, or the summarization. Yeah. This is basically just a talk on the platform of understanding how men and women celebrate or don't celebrate success or failure differently, and the values, why we do that, what drives us, and also what we can do differently. So hopefully it's been valuable to you. If you've just joined the broadcast, please watch from the beginning, and if you know anybody who should watch this other than yourself, please share it with them. This is number 106 in an ongoing series of Facebook Live talks, available on my business page on Facebook, but all in reasonably contiguous sequence, I was trying to say. Also on my YouTube channel, on the Messages from the Masculine playlist, and you're welcome. And also on my website, barryselby.com, under video blog, or video blog. Yeah, video log. It's the video blog. Go find it there. If you have any questions, please put them below. I'll answer them. If you have any need for support in this area or in any area of love and relationships, please message me as usual. And I'll be back again tomorrow with number 107. All right, take care of yourselves. I'll be back again soon. Take care.